The views and opinions expressed by the guest author or speaker during this live session are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of Reader's Magnet. The content shared is for informational purposes only and does not constitute endorsement or promotion of any particular belief, ideology, or product.
Okay, well, here we are live at the Reader's Magnet featured interview session. My name is Franz, and I am your interviewer for today. And oh my, everybody, I hope you are all ready to listen in into this featured author interview because we have with us the author of the book On the Way to Onesome. A very interesting title, right? On the Way to Onesome, a journey of healing and self-discovery through divorce. No other than Regina Hiremath. Hi there, Regina. Nice to
Hi,
see you.
friends. Nice to see you.
How are you?
So, I'm good. I'm excited about lessons on the way to Onesome.
We are excited. As I was preparing for this interview, Regina, I was just telling myself, people and everyone could really benefit from this interview. And of course, I'm excited to hear more about you and your book today. So why don't we just jump right in? So please, introduce yourself to our audience, who is Regina, and what led you to writing this book.
Well, um, as a survivor of childhood trauma and a marriage overshadowed by narcissistic abuse, I had started a divorce blog while I was going through divorce and then had to conquer a lifelong fear of public speaking. And I wanted to just share as I began to share and open up about my experiences. I just wanted to do it more. And I realized that the book would give me the perfect opportunity to do that. Yeah, and it would actually be like the final piece of my healing journey.
So it's also helping. It has really helped you through the healing journey. But, I really admire that you just did not think of yourself, but really found a way to perhaps help someone out there who is going through what you went through, divorce, and even the history of, abuse. So you had that power in you to heal and to also help someone else heal, right? And we
Correct.
thank you again for sharing your story with us, and for being here and telling us and sharing with us this wonderful journey of yours. And it's a compelling reason indeed to write the book. And you said you had to really overcome first your fear of public speaking, right?
Yes, yes, I had a lifelong fear of public speaking, just because of the trauma in my childhood, and then uh, the things that I suffered coming into early adulthood, and then being married to a narcissist overshadowed the marriage. And so I had a lot of self-esteem issues and an inability to just be comfortable in my voice and who I am. And
And
so
perhaps
yeah, the journey that I've been on these last several years has really opened me up to being comfortable with me and my voice.
And I believe that really stems even further from being or looking beyond yourself, what you're comfortable doing, because you have a message to share with everyone. During the process of you writing that book, what was the most challenging part of your writing journey, Regina?
I think one of the most challenging things is anytime you've been through something, a lot of times we tend to push it to the back of our minds and attempt to move on. And so in writing this book, it didn't allow me to do that. Matter of fact, it was just the opposite. I had to delve deep into the things that I had been through and really focus on how they were all interconnected in my life and how I landed where I did, and then to take that apart. And so writing this book was difficult because I had to once again sift through all of the things that I had been through to relive my past. And I cried a lot during the process. And it wasn't all tears of sadness. Sometimes it was tears of joy because I was also able to see how my life at this point has transitioned into something beautiful and powerful and just amazing, honestly.
I I can see your face light up when you started talking about the transformation, from the process of writing the book and now you being in this state that you are in right now. And talking about the flip side, now, can you
Mhm.
share with us the most rewarding part of writing the book? I know it was not easy digging through those experiences. And what was the flip side of it? What was the most rewarding part of writing your book?
I would have to say that the most rewarding part of writing the book and being on the other side of it, I'm a mother of three. And so, if you have kids, there are many times in your life that you can impress your kids. So, toward the end of writing the book, I was planning my book launch party, and I had some pretty important people in my life. Organization that I work with, a domestic violence organization. I sit on the executive board. I had the founder come, my book consultant, one of my relatives who's known me since I was a child. So I had all of these people slated to speak at the book launch party. And I got up, I read some of the excerpts from the book and just talked about um, just the journey. And at the end, when I came away from the platform, I looked up and my oldest son, who's 21, was like shaking his hand at me. And I was like, yes, what's up? And he wanted to speak. And so, incredibly, not only did my oldest, but my 15-year-old and my 12-year-old went up to speak. And they were so impressed because for the most part of the time that I was writing the book, they didn't know that I was writing a
Mm,
book. And toward the end, I came and shared with them what I was doing. And so to have them one by one go up to the podium to speak about just me as a parent and how proud of me they were and what their wishes were for me was the most incredible part of the process, and it brought tears to my eyes. And I look at those videos all the time when I need inspiration because my kids are truly my inspiration, and that day they shocked me.
that is, validation more than validating that you really have a masterpiece because they've seen the journey for sure. They were with you along the journey, and you stepping out and coming up with this masterpiece. And them, were they mentioned in the book? Did they complete reading the book themselves?
My kids, my two older ones, have read some of it. I've requested
Mm,
for my younger son to hold off
mm.
for a couple more years before he reads
Oh
it.
yeah.
And I
Mm,
really didn't talk about them very much in the book. Whenever I do speak or write, they are one of the things that I'm protective of. I don't,
understand.
I don't share details about them. That's one of my things
Mm.
that for my safekeeping. Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense. How long did it take you to complete the entire writing journey?
I think the book total took me about around about a year. It took me about a year
Mm-hmm.
because one day I just picked up my laptop and started. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm not, prior to me starting the divorce blog about little under 5 years ago, I was not a writer. It wasn't something that I did. I mean, as a kid, I loved writing. I made the family newspaper and, did little shows and stuff like that. So it was something that started in me, in childhood, but as I got older, it wasn't that I entertained or that I did. So one day I just picked up my laptop and just started to tell my story because this is my memoir. So it's not difficult to write about, the life you've lived. And I got to a certain point to where I just felt stuck in terms of direction and how much to put in the book. So I was at a women's empowerment event. I met this wonderful woman, Tahara Christie, who ended up coming on as my book consultant and really just giving me the support that I needed to get through the end of it. So yeah, it was an amazing process.
Yeah, and if you have something worth sharing, resources, people will just really show up and get you through it and have it, produced in
Yes.
the right time, as I may say. I am so sure our viewers right now are very, very curious, as to what the book is really all about. As we said, this is your journey of healing and self-discovery. But if you are to, share one of the lessons or an important point in your book to someone perhaps who is watching right now, uh, what would that be?
It would simply be that it doesn't matter what you've been through. It doesn't matter um, how much education you have. It doesn't matter uh, where you want to go. You can you can conquer those things that have held you down. You can get past them and you can blossom and grow in spite of them. If you choose to use them as stepping stones, if you choose to use it as motivation and power, you have the ability to flip that into something so not only incredible for yourself, but incredible for the people around you, incredible for the world. And it doesn't take a whole lot for you to do that.
It's just a
Mm,
matter of choice. You
no matter-
choosing to want to rise through it all, right? And have you had an experience wherein a reader, comes up to you and shares with you about, how the book has helped him or her? Okay, will you be able to share that with us?
Absolutely. I think one of the most shocking thing that has happened is that men have read my book
Mm-hmm.
and they feel so um like they get to see the other side of what they have done or what they're doing. And to me that's so incredibly powerful because that was something that I didn't see coming. Recently I ran into an older man that I know who purchased the book from me, and he came up to me and he hugged me. I mean, he shocked me because he never hugged me before, but he literally threw his arms around me when he saw me and he hugged me. And he stepped back and he said, I don't know how you survived everything that you have. He's like, it's just amazing to know you and to know that you survived all of these things. But he went on to say that reading my book made him want to be a better husband.
Oh, wow.
And I can't even begin to tell you how that touched me. Amazing.
That was not the intent, right? But
Right.
still, there's more to it. There's more to just coming up with a book on how to thrive amidst your challenges. But men, just like what you said, learn how to be better partners.
Right.
Um, has there also been a reader that came up to you, like who told you that they shared your book with another person, gifted the book to someone? And
Yes, that
yeah,
just
they
happened
found it helpful.
2 weeks
Mm,
ago. A friend of mine who purchased the book, she's happily married. She read it, and a friend of hers came over and said, my daughter is, going through a divorce. So she said,
mm,
hold on, I've got something for you. So she went and handed her friend the book. And so um, I'm just hearing so many like stories that uh, make me understand completely why I wrote the book and how many people's lives that the book is touching. And that's um it's it's an incredible feeling. It
yeah.
really
And
is.
it's really worth sharing with everyone. And where can readers get your book, Regina? Can you please
I'm sorry,
help
can you
promote
repeat
your
that?
book, or where can they find? I'm sorry. I'm so sure a lot of excited viewers right now would want to know where they can get your book or where they can reach you. Do you have Facebook, Instagram, and where can they get your book?
Okay, so I'm on Facebook, Lessons on the Way to Onesome. I'm on Instagram, Onesome Book. And the book is available for purchase on my site with when people purchase from my site, I actually sign the book and the book comes with swag. And that's at alimonialife.com. And the book is available on Amazon.
Okay, can you spell out the alimonialife.com, please?
Absolutely. ALIMONIALIFE.com.
Okay, alimonialife.com. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. I myself would want to get a copy of the book because I have some people in mind that can really benefit from the book. And again, thank you so much, Regina, for being with us. And we would love to hear more about you and your stories. I am so sure this is not the last
Yes.
conversation that we will have or us hearing about your book because you have, quite an activity or some other interviews lined up for us. But for now, we would like to thank you. Any last words for our viewers? Encouragement for those who feel like they cannot get out of their current situation.
Yes, I do. But I love for people to follow me on social media. I love to connect
Mm.
with people there. But one of the most important things that I discovered as I was writing the book was that the very strength that it took me to survive my entire life, which felt insignificant in terms of that I was surviving, I was living, I was thriving, but that power, that strength that I harnessed would become the very thing that I would call upon to walk away, to start a new life, to jump into some other things that were nothing that I thought of, but that I could, that I thought, I can do this. I can write a book. I can start a blog. I can host a private community through my blog. I can conquer my fear of speaking. I can sit on the board of a domestic violence organization. And just recently, I can get through a life coaching certification process.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yes, and anybody, again, if there are things you cannot even visualize yourself doing, perhaps back then, right, Regina? But
Absolutely.
I think it can start from there, right? Start visualizing no matter how you feel impossible it is, because our mind is very powerful. And whatever you put your mind into, it can happen. It's like what they say. Again, it has been a pleasure having you. We can't wait to hear more about you, Regina. But for now, we thank you for your time. It has been a delight having you with us and having you here with Readers Magnet. And as we say here at Readers Magnet, we share your story with the world. Thank you.
Thank you.